From the beginning, day one, Lidwin and I were having lunch, and we were talking about people who were not able to get health care.
And she had a neighbor, a young neighbor. Mary Ellen was a single mother and was very ill, couldn't afford to go to a doctor. And Lidwin got to thinking, if this one person has the problem in this area, there's other people that have the same problem. And that's how she started Lake City Clinic.
From that point on, we started meeting and brought people on who were interested in our mission. And that's how we began.
She's a pioneer woman. She had just sheer determination.
She kept us honest, and she kept us moving because she wasn't going to give up. So she was totally committed. Our first clinic was a Saturday clinic held at Panhandle Health's building. At that time, I was hauling everything box at a time out to the car or whatever. So every week we would haul these things out of this little cubbyhole office out to the main area, all of our medications, all of our medical equipment, haul them out, charts and everything, and then see patients.
Imagine carrying all the records over in crates, and then when we were done, we had to take them back. We just got the job done, and we would move mountains to get what the clients needed. And so I'm very proud of that.
And we did have RNs that volunteered, and some medical assistants that volunteered, and the doctors would come after they'd worked all day, and then they would come to the clinic and work, 4 more hours, and they volunteered to do that.
The hospital was donating all the medications and lab, and we started out, the exam rooms that we had were in the health district building, if I remember correctly, probably funded by the hospital, but we had a lab tech, we had otoscopes and tongue depressors and our stethoscopes, and that's how we started.
At the beginning, there were maybe 5 or 6, 10, then it just, boom, people found out about us, and the hospital was directing people to us, and it got busy quick. Didn't take long for the word to get out.
We stood in line, sick as a dog, in the rain, the snow, whatever, and the line went around the block. And when you walked in that door, when they opened it at 6 o'clock in the evening, you felt like you were a person. You weren't just a number or down in the dumps or anything. If you had $5, they'd be thrilled. Go ahead, give them $5. If you didn't have anything, don't worry about it. We've got you covered.
And it was difficult because we were operating with a volunteer doctor, if we could get one, and a nurse practitioner. And it was hard. There was, a lot of moving parts, but we had taken off.
They got good care. They got very good care. They were getting care from all the family physicians in town. We also arranged for dentists to see patients. Yeah, there was a lot of care being donated to the clinic. And people were so grateful and so thankful all the way through. They couldn't believe that a group of people would care about them.
Oh, Lidwina, oh my gosh. I get misty every time I talk about her. She was quiet in the background. She's just one of those quiet people that get things done.
She was larger than life, but yet she was very, very approachable.
Lidwin just had a way about her. She had a generous spirit and a way of articulating what was important and bringing us back to ground.
She had a way of letting you know that she deeply cared about you. And she also had a way of letting you know that she expected a lot out of you.
She was just always very kind to me. I'll never forget that. I was always very glad that I got to be friends with her.
I really wish I could go back and have one cup of coffee with that wonderful woman.
For me personally, her legacy lives with me every day.
When we were changing the name of the organization from Dirne to Heritage Health, we were looking at something that would just kind of retain like this connection back to what we're doing. And as the CEO, I take that very personal. I want to make sure that we're living up to that promise we made to make this organization the very best it can be and kind of live up to those expectations.
This organization now, they really picked up the pieces of where we left off and put it together.
The people who started Heritage and the people who work here, I think have a passion. They have a passion for meeting that need where it's at.
You just have to remember who you're here to serve. And don't ever forget them.
This is a place for everybody. Like everybody should come here and you're going to get great health care and you're going to know that you have people that care about you. And I think that's the core of this organization. It was started because somebody they love their neighbor, and that's what we do. We love our neighbors and we want to serve and we want to be here for people when they need us. And it's just the coolest story I can ever think of, and it's so fun to be a part of it.
I wish I could see Peggy and Lidwin